Hi, everybody. My name is Tamara Sharifov. I am the Vice President and co-founder of Rise Up Humanity. And I'm really excited that we are relaunching and revamping our work on the ground in northern Lebanon. Since 2019, Rise Up Humanity has been providing aid in 3 refugee settlements in northern Lebanon, specifically in and around the city of Tripoli. But given the recent escalation and the incredible deterioration on the ground and the remarkable displacement that has happened so quickly, Rise Up Humanity's team on the ground contacted the founders and asked us please to relaunch a full project of our work. And we're really excited that we will start doing that now. So Rise Up Humanity started between myself and a woman named Lindsay Smith, who is the president of Rise Up Humanity, an amazing woman and very talented humanitarian who was the lead of a medical mission that I was on with her in Lebanon on the Syrian Lebanese border. And it was the first mission that had mental health clinicians alongside doctors. And after that, Lindsay and I, about a year later, partnered together. And we started a project that was embedded in another organization, and it grew very quickly. We were serving about 500 Syrian refugees displaced in northern Lebanon. And we ended up taking that project out of this organization and starting Rise Up Humanity and blossoming from there and providing aid for about 2 years between 2020 and 2022 within 3 refugee settlements in northern Lebanon, specifically in and around the communities of Tripoli. What's happening in the Middle East right now is a complete catastrophe. And these places, and specifically if we're talking about Lebanon, really gets disregarded in mainstream media and actually targeted through manufactured consent to be able to justify the level of atrocity that's happening right now in the country. And the country of Lebanon has already experienced an economic crisis, a currency collapse, difficulty with employment, inflation beyond belief, and the list goes on and on and on, as well as right now having a caretaker government. The government of Lebanon simply is not able to attend to the level of displacement and humanitarian needs that are occurring at this time. And so what's happening is it's incumbent on all of these other smaller NGOs, non-governmental organizations, that have to come in and assist in providing aid, providing shelter, providing food that the Lebanese government simply does not have the capacity to attend to. We also know that the United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees has stopped registering the true amount, for example, of Syrian refugees that have entered the country in 2015. That is when they stopped registering it. So the numbers that you see online are about 1 million below the true number estimate of the amount of just Syrian refugees in the country of Lebanon at this time. So we're looking at potentially having about 2 million Syrian refugees in the country. The Lebanese government itself does not have the capacity to even provide the aid that is needed right now for the Lebanese population that is being displaced. And what is also resulting is that there is really no aid for the refugee population within the country, which would be the Syrian refugees and Palestinian refugees. And so it's incumbent on organizations like Rise Up Humanity to come in and do our best to assist in the places that the Lebanese government and other larger organizations simply just can't attend to. And that's where the community comes in. That's where volunteers come in. That's where the donations are so important. We have a team on the ground, but the donations that we have coming in are what are going to allow us to be able to provide shelter as quickly as possible, especially with the winter months coming. What we're seeing is that the images coming from the ground is showing individuals sleeping in abandoned buildings that don't have windows, they don't have doors. It's already starting to rain. Winter is coming. And so we want to do our best to mitigate that, which is why we've identified materials, for example, that are going to be able to withstand these winter conditions, at least having people have some dignity as they're going through this. And so I think that it's not only important, I think that we all have a responsibility at this time with what is happening to be able to assist and to be able to give the resources in any way that we can, especially given the amount of privileges that we have. And I just think we have a grave responsibility that we all need to harness at this time. What we're attempting to do is create literally a shelter center to assist this mass influx of individuals coming into the north. At a bare minimum, we're attempting to create 15 what we would call tents, but they're much stronger and durable than that. They're able to withstand all conditions of weather because Lebanon does have winters. We're going to be providing 4 sanitary stations for individuals and a kitchen, and we want to provide a year's worth of electricity. Each shelter tent that we're going to be having can house 5 to 6 people, so this would be 1 family each. And then we're going to have 2 sanitary stations for one gender, 2 sanitary stations for another gender, at least so that there's privacy. And this will be a place where people can at least temporarily find themselves as they're attempting to locate their next place of housing. At a bare minimum, we need to raise $11,500 to be able to provide 15 tent shelters. And as I mentioned, the 4 sanitary stations, a kitchen, a year's worth of electricity, and also to provide salary for our ground team on the ground, who are also themselves refugees living in Lebanon. But that is at a bare minimum. We are desperately attempting to raise far more than that because we want to build more than just 15 tent shelters. We want to build 20, 25. We've already identified the land to do that. And then once we are able to build or get beyond this 11,500, we can either build more shelters, which is the hope, and then also potentially provide food, and then identify with our ground team who does the needs assessment of what the most vital need on the ground is to continue expanding within this shelter center that we want to create. Lebanon needs our help. It needs our help now, it needed our help yesterday, and it needs our help tomorrow. The winter months are coming. Winter is long. We have spring coming too. There is rain, it is cold, and people really need shelter at this time. The displacement that is occurring is vast, it is profound, it is happening quickly, and we already know that 25% of the country of Lebanon has been displaced. It is incumbent on us all to take action, to do something right now. You can help. Rise Up Humanity is on the ground, and it is ready to build shelters, and it is ready to assist individuals that really don't have anywhere to go. It is incumbent for you to help us. Please give us donations. The time is now. You do have the ability to act. There is something you can do, and we're really happy to be able to provide you with that opportunity. Please help our organization as we help the people of Lebanon, and as well as the Syrian refugees and the Palestinian refugees internally within Lebanon at this time. Thank you.